Hi everybody, welcome back to The Parents Solution. Today I wanted to chat with you guys on a little bit more of a personal level and about what exactly I believe learning should look like and why it's not working for many children right now and many students at the moment and what exactly you as an educator or a parent can do to help. So this is a topic that's very close to my heart. It's the reason it's a huge factor honestly in why I do what I do. So the current public school system leaves a lot to be desired in regards to actual learning. Now, that's a very blanket statement, so let me be a little bit more specific. The public school system that is offered in Western education is massively inefficient for the following two reasons. Children, particularly high school students, are taught one thing for too short of a period of time before they're tested in what is an arbitrary manner. Regardless of what grade is received on any of these arbitrary tests or examinations, students pass through to a new unit, level, or grade, and there's often little to no consideration for what the actual learning that was supposed to take place is for. So it's these sorts of flaws in Western education that these are not the fault of the teachers themselves or the students or even the administrators that quite honestly perpetuate such a system, because they are, after all, only doing their jobs and the students are just playing their part. However, on the part of the teachers and educators and the administrators, they're certainly complicit in the problem itself, but the actual fault is not their own. I would not blame the educators or the administrators for such a thing. It's not any one such person, I don't think, that can be blamed for such a large-scale failure. Rather, I would say that it's the lack of proper infrastructure and the unforeseen exponential growth within the structure of public education. The public education system does not teach students to learn. It teaches them to learn to forget. This brings up the delicate question of what exactly the public school system is for, if not for the purpose of education. That is a topic for another podcast, but to the extent to which we are talking about it today and to which I am discussing it today, let's just say that it serves the purpose of childcare for working parents. So this is the parent solution, but we do like to talk about fixing problems here. We don't like to just dwell on the negative and what the actual issue is. So how can you, as a parent or an educator, combat this sort of systemic failure within your own limited, admittedly limited, capabilities? The biggest thing, I would say, the most important thing is to encourage learning for the sake of learning, and don't focus so much on a stated goal, or a learning objective of sorts, or a specific mission that has to be completed for your child or for your student. You have to remember as an adult, and oftentimes we forget this, you have to remember the joy of learning for children, right? They look at the world completely differently, with wonder, with amazement, with curiosity. They have very young and impressionable minds, right? They experience with their impressionable minds and their eyes and their ears. They experience life a lot differently than we as more experienced adults do. When you as a parent spend time with your child doing things or going places or sharing experiences with them instead of for them, you're actually encouraging their own learning journey. Sure, it's going to be uncomfortable at first for them. It might be less uncomfortable for some than others. But you as a parent walking along with them in that experience, you're modeling perseverance and integrity for your child. And that's one of the best things that your child can see from you, because children learn a world more from actions than they ever will from words. Encourage your children, if you take one thing from this podcast, from this episode, it is to encourage your children to learn for the sake of learning, for the sake of gaining knowledge, and for the sake of experiencing the world in a more enlightened way. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you all. Remember, new episodes will be premiering every Tuesday at 5 a.m. EST on Spreaker. This is The Parent Solution. Remember, this is your one-stop shop for all things educational.